Hello and welcome to another episode of the Movie Garage podcast and video. I'm Jay, as per usual. Here is my good man Gary. How's it going, dude?
I'm good, dude. I'm good.
Yeah.
Good to be filming again.
Yeah. Tell me about it. So we missed out last week because life pretty much kicked us in the ass, as per usual. It does every now and again. Yeah, but we're back. Good times. You've got your work beard going on again.
Yeah, this is I have no time at home beard.
Yeah, feeling that.
And it's
Not
funny,
doing too bad at the minute. I'm off this week because Fran is filming a TV show and she's working like 12-hour days.
Right, that's cool.
So I don't know what I'm allowed to say about it or even what it is or anything along those lines, so I'm not going to mention it. But yeah, so she's been working doing that, so I've had to take the week off work. And yeah, it's been a pretty good job, really, to be honest, seeing as like what happened last week and everything's just kind of shit.
Yeah. No, you've had a crap week of it.
Yeah, big time, man. Like, stick with kids, dude, because dogs are just shit. They're just a royal shitty pain in the ass. Unbelievable. It's like, when was it? It must have been like Thursday last week, something along those lines. We noticed like Leo just had a load of blood on him randomly out of nowhere. So we ended up taking him to the vets, and it turns out he's got a tumour, right? As a man, where is the worst place that you could find a tumour on your body?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's, on his dick. And it's just, obviously it's been annoying him that much that he's been biting at it and like licking it constantly, and it was just like blood all over him. Utterly unbelievable. And so like we've taken him to the vets and stuff, and he's had a few tests to see what it is, and we're just waiting for the results now to see whether it's cancerous or not. But it's just like, out of all the dogs it could happen to, he was the worst, because Leo has got some weird blood condition that's
Right.
like haemophilia, but it isn't, because we've had him tested for that, and his blood just doesn't clot. So any tiny little scratch he gets just never stops bleeding. It just goes and goes and goes. It's just fucking unreal. So every time he's like been trying to get at it and stuff, we've just had to slap him and stop him from doing that. But obviously we've got two others as well. Now, like Kara's all right. Kara's a little husky that we've got. She's fine. Unfortunately, we've also got a like 12-stone Malamute in the house. And we're having to keep them separated as much as possible because it's just
it's stressful.
Yeah, big time. So these two have had fights before because Leo is stupid, and Indiana, the Malamute, is like the most doggest dog that you've ever known in your entire life. So like any signs of weakness or anything like that, he just takes it as an opportunity to attack. They've done it before, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, like, I'm not small. Last time he did it, he pulled my arm fully out the socket, dislocated my shoulder. Because he's that big and that strong, and he didn't even notice. It's just unbelievable. So obviously trying to make sure that those two avoid killing each other as well. It's just been an utter nightmare. Unbelievable. But like I say, I'm off work now. Leo's getting better. He's coming around a little bit from these tests.
That's good.
Tomorrow everything should be back to normal until we find out what these tests are, and then we've got to decide whether he's going to go for the surgery or, oh god, it's going to be a nightmare. Utter shit. But yeah, on a lighter note, how's your couple of weeks been?
Not bad. It's just work home, but that's about it. Like you said, not had much time for anything else really. So, and that's about it really. I've not done absolutely anything. So. Mine sounds really boring compared to you.
Oh, dude, I'm jealous. I'm wishing for boring right now. I'm going to have to spend the night on the sofa. I've not even done anything to deserve it. Like, if I'd have fucked up or something, at least it'd have been worth it, wouldn't it? I might go in and just do something really shit now just to make myself feel better. Tell her to shut up and call her a bitch or something.
Sometimes a night in the sofa is just worth it anyway.
Yeah, my dude. I'll probably just have Sky on all night, just watching shite on TV. Right. Anyway, so we're here to talk about movies. Quite a lot's been going on in a couple of weeks since we did a show last. It has been San Diego Comic-Con obviously they can't actually do it live, but they've done a virtual one, and they've still done all the panels and all the interviews and things like that. So a lot of news has come out of there. We'll get onto that in a few minutes. I believe there's something that you wanted to bring up first, though.
Yeah. So I was going through YouTube, and it came up that Will Smith turned down Neo.
Ah, yes.
Now, I didn't actually. Well, I've either known that, and it's just passed me by, or I actually didn't know it at all.
Okay.
So I watched it, and I watched the reason why. And it's actually quite interesting when you actually know the reason why, because in the video he kind of says he did Independence Day. He didn't want to be known as the alien guy. He originally turned down Men in Black, and then he got convinced to do Men in Black.
God, can you imagine if he
had? And then the guys that made The Matrix came in, and basically he said, these guys have done one film before.
Yeah.
And their pitch was kind of, what happens is you jump up, and he was saying that they're going to film him, 360 around with a load of cameras, and you get to see yourself 360. And he kind of went, yeah, so I did do that, and I did Wild Wild West. And he basically says what a mistake that was like happening. Like, but what I found kind of interesting is that he went, but because he's a black dude, that Morpheus wouldn't have been black.
Oh, that's interesting.
It was meant to be Will Smith as Neo, and Morpheus was meant to be Val Kilmer.
Oh God, that'd have been shit. I'm into the Will Smith. I think Will Smith would have played a decent Neo. I think it'd have been very different to what we ended up getting. But I mean, it's tough to like slag that off, isn't it? Because there's such good films, and Keanu Reeves was so amazing in it.
Yeah. Well, that's what he says, that it worked out in the end because he was perfect for that role.
Yeah, definitely. He had like a robotic quality to him, didn't he, in it? Because he's a little bit wooden. Anyway, he just played on that a bit more. It really came across well.
It's mad when you think about it, that there must be so many stuff out there that characters have turned down, and you couldn't even imagine who's actually going to originally do these roles, you know what I mean? And like you said, he's a black dude, so they would have changed it up and put someone as... And that's funny how they actually think of it that way.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Because why can't you just have two black
guys leading a movie? That's fucking weird, isn't it? That's really weird.
It is weird. I thought it was strange, but...
Because I like the way... Yeah, sorry, go on.
Like you said, though, I think he would have still made a decent Neo.
Yeah, I definitely do. Val Kilmer would have made a shit Morpheus, but he'd have made a really good Neo.
That character Morpheus just would not have been as cool.
No, not in the slightest. like I was saying, it's really hard to imagine other people in those roles. And it's easy to like slag them off, saying Val Kilmer would have made a shit Morpheus. It'd have been different. It might have been amazing. Or it might have just ended with the first film, and you might not have got another two because they were that bad. I can't even imagine the pair of them together, because like Will Smith really needs someone to bounce off, doesn't he? And like Val Kilmer, I wouldn't be digging that about him.
I just found it interesting.
Yeah, it is very weird that they'd say that Morpheus would have been white if Neo was black. I don't get that, especially because of the way the Matrix works as well. You could, because you basically imagine what you look like in the machine. So you could have people waking up who've been imagining themselves as a white guy who were actually been black all the time in the real world. Just a really mess.
At the end of the video, he says, so essentially he broke the Matrix.
Yeah.
I was like, well, he kind of did. Because we kind of blame that on the Flash all the time. So
yeah, that's it. He's gone back and changed the timeline, but maybe it's him that broke the Matrix. Maybe that's what 2020 is given. Literally, I don't know anybody who's having a good year. All that shit that I explained last week, I was just like, yeah, it's 2020, isn't it? So that's what's going to happen. Surprised I've not got AIDS from somewhere yet. It's
No, I don't.
It's only July.
First time.
Oh shit! Said it now. First job out of him. Speed limit in an AIDS wagon next week or something. Don't be fucking rude. Yeah, that's it. I do love the reasoning behind it as well. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen the video that you just mentioned there, where he says like the main reason he didn't do it was because the Wachowskis were weird, and their pitch was ridiculous that he gave to him, and they couldn't really get across what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it, and it just sounded utterly fucking ridiculous. And I love that. I love the fact that he just sat in a room with like the people who made one of the biggest movie franchises ever, and was just like, I ain't working with these weirdos.
Yeah, and like you said, it turns out they were actually geniuses.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it was at the time that there were the Wachowski brothers, weren't they? But one of them's had a sex change since, so now it's just the Wachowski.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of them is now the Wachowski sister.
He did break things, didn't he?
Yeah, it looks like it, man. Turning down that role really altered just everything. Amazing. That's so good. That video that I sent you of Will Smith dancing today really brightened my day up. Just
well, it was mad because I had this in mind to say like this. I've seen this like a week ago, so I had this in mind last week in case we filmed last week.
Yeah.
And the fact that you sent me it today was weird.
Yeah, that is bizarre, that. But that's like a really recent video as well. I think it was on from like Saturday Night Live from last year or something, where he just enters and then just starts dancing, and he's like, he's still got it, the prick. I hate him. But it doesn't bode well. Have you been following any of this stuff with his missus, like Jada Pinkett? Where she's, because they had a big blowout, didn't they, a couple of years ago? And they basically split up from what she was saying. And recently they did like a live show, streamed it live on Facebook, where she admits to having an affair with one of her son's mates.
Yeah,
and it's fuck me, Will Smith's wife can cheat on him. What chance does the rest of us have? It's totally screwed.
But there's a lot of that going on though with their weird relationship,
like dramas.
Yeah. It's always been a weird one.
Yeah, wasn't it rumored that they had an open relationship, and like whenever anybody was away filming, they could have it off with whoever they wanted, as long as it didn't mess with them or come back to haunt them. God, that's crazy.
Yeah, so all this news and story didn't actually. It kind of went over my head because I kind of thought, well,
obviously,
yeah.
Isn't that what they do? Not what they've been doing for years.
It's not what they already admitted doing. So.
Yeah, one of the kids is so fucked up, isn't it? No, one of the kids is such a mess. Like his daughter, when she was like 13, had like pictures turned up of her wearing like really, really revealing stuff, lying on the bed of some 22-year-old rapper guy. When she was 13. That's like, oh God. And then Jaden, God knows what's going on there.
No, it's all very weird.
Yeah. Bonkers. Anyway, so moving on. Get into the darker realms of the Smith family. Weird.
When you start going dark, I start growing quiet.
I know, yeah. I know. So it's like, oh yeah, people are going to watch this.
No, he's going again.
I like it. It's just like, it's a shame you're not in the car anymore, so you can't just like turn the light off at the top and just sit in the car. If I pretend I'm not here, none of this will come back on me. So yeah, like I said, so San Diego Comic-Con, for people that don't know, is the biggest comic convention of the year. It's a bit of a jip calling it a comic convention, because while there are comics there, it's mainly about the movies now, and they always do like the biggest announcements of the entire year. Obviously, COVID-19 meant that it couldn't be on, so they did like a virtual one where they streamed all the panels live on Facebook and stuff, and on Facebook, sorry, on YouTube. I think they're all still up there. I think you still can watch all the different panels. Definitely worth giving some of them a watch if you're a fan of the show, because they like really get into it, and the questions that they answer and stuff are absolutely brilliant. But there has been, like I say, a hell of a lot of announcements. So first off, they have Warner Brothers and Marvel Disney have basically given their film schedule all the way till 2023 now, what we've got.
Right,
Some of
cool.
them aren't on air just yet, I don't think. But yeah, so it's just going to give you a quick rundown of all of these movies and when they're coming out. So first off is New Mutants. Now, these ones have already been made, and these have definitely been are definitely coming out on these dates. So New Mutants is the first Disney X-Men movie. It was made by Fox. They've reworked a load of it now. That's going to be the start of the introduction to the X-Men into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's a horror film, which is quite interesting. It looks kind of mental. Looks like it's set in an asylum or something. Advert for
Yeah,
it
it
looks
does.
good.
It looks pretty. It does look dark. That actually.
Yeah, it really does. There has been another announcement as well. We'll get onto that a little bit later on, but it looks like they're going that way a little bit. So God knows what they're going to be bringing in on the Marvel universe. It looks like they're doing like a bit more horror-y stuff, as well as still continuing all the stuff that we've already got. So that's August this year, apparently, if everything goes well. We shall see. Everybody's getting like a second wave now, aren't they? So cinemas aren't opening again. So these dates for like this year, we'll see. Next year, hopefully, we're pretty much guaranteed. Next one is Wonder Woman 2, which is Wonder Woman 1984. That's October 2nd. And then Black Widow for Marvel again, October 28th /6 of so it's coming out in the UK before it's coming out in America, which is good. We're getting it a week first. Then moving on to 2021, The Eternals, which is another Marvel movie about like gods and stuff. Should be quite interesting. Morbius is coming out in March 19th. Another Marvel one, which is a Sony one, which is a Spider-Man villain where he's a vampire. Now, there's an advert out for this already, which is amazing. Have you seen anything along those lines?
No, I'm not caught any of that. No.
Oh, it's got someone.
I might have. I just can't remember. I'm pretty sure I might have, but
yeah, Jared Leto is playing Morbius in it.
Right. Okay.
It looks brilliant.
I've not seen the video. I've seen stills.
Yeah.
And,
There's an advert out for that. What I'll do is like when we post this, I'll jump onto Facebook and I'll share as many of the adverts as I can find for them because they're looking mega. And then you've got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is another Marvel one on May the 7th. So this is into phase 4 for Marvel now. And then Venom 2, which is another Sony one, which is going to be related to the Morbius one, which is called Let There Be Carnage, which is June next year. Suicide Squad, which is we don't know really whether it's going to be a sequel or not, because there's a couple of characters that have carried over, but other than that, it's basically just entirely new people. And it's James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy dude, who's jumped over to do that before he jumps back to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So that should be pretty interesting. So that is August next year. Then The Batman, which is Robert Pattinson's Batman, the standalone movie, is due for October 1st. I think they're back to filming that, aren't they?
Yeah. I read somewhere that they've started refilming that again. I think they're in the final bits of actually filming that.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And
Yeah.
I think the last post that I actually saw were like close-up stills of the Batmobile, and it just looks awful. I think it's going to look really good on screen, but the stills that they put up were just shocking. It looked terrible. He looks good in a suit. Do you think Robert Pattinson is going to be good?
Honestly, I really don't know. I'm really not too sure.
I've not really seen him in anything.
I can't picture it in my head.
Yeah.
Do you know what? We said this all along. I can't picture it in my head as him playing either character.
Yeah.
So the Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Or the Batman side.
Like you said, it could be just a slight different take on it, and you might just go, you know what? It's actually quite refreshing take on it. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's it. So whether this is going to be like a brand new reboot or whether he's supposed to be like playing an early Ben Affleck Batman, we haven't got any information about any of that yet. I don't think, from what I've read.
No, honestly, they've kept it really quiet, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's been reported that those rumours about Ben Affleck returning are just rubbish, aren't it? So Doesn't look like we're getting
Yeah.
anything else from him in the
No.
DC universe, which is a real shame. But yeah, we'll see what this Batman does. After that, December 17th, Spider-Man 3, which is going to be the next Tom Holland Spider-Man. I don't know if he's going to pop up in anything before that. I don't think so. But I'm looking forward to that, especially with how the last one ended when it did the big reveal on his identity. That was going to be good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
After that, we've got Black Adam, which is kind of a sequel to. Did you see that Shazam movie, the DC Shazam movie that they brought out, the comedy type one?
Yeah, Shazam's excellent.
Yeah, brilliant.
This Black Adam's The Rock.
Yes, that's the one. So yeah, so Dwayne Johnson's that. They've announced a couple of other people that are going to be in it as well, and it sounds like it's going to be amazing. I think Superman might actually make an appearance in this movie as well.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it'd be really, really good. Yeah, we shall see. You know what The Rock's like. It's just going to be The Rock in a black suit in it, being dead hard and dead big. So
I actually don't know too much about Black Adam.
Yeah, he's basically the bad Shazam. They look pretty much identical. They've got pretty much the same color.
That's kind of what I gather.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see where they go from this, because it was quite a comedy movie, that Shazam, wasn't it? Which I'll be honest, it put me off seeing it for a long time. But then I watched it, and it was done so well. It was absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
I agree. It was brilliantly done. I did the same thing because it was a bit comedy-ish, like, and I think I remember at the time saying, "Jay, have you seen this? It looks pretty decent."
Yeah.
And you did actually say at the time that the trailer dropped, and you're like, "No, this looks dump."
Yeah.
But it was proper enjoyable. So if they're going to go a little dark and what have you, it will be an interesting move.
Yeah, definitely, because I think they're going to keep spoilers if you've not seen Shazam, by the way, but the whole family ends up with the powers. I think they're going to keep it like that as well. So there's just going to be like a whole bunch of them, which is really, really good. The entire cast of that was mega. It was. I was really impressed with it. I was really like, yeah, you're a dick, Jay. You should have just gone to see it at the cinema. It would have been amazing. Get over yourself. Yeah, well, that was brilliant. Yeah, next one is Snake Eyes, a G.I. Joe origin movie. Have you seen any of the G.I. Joe films?
No. I haven't. No. No, it's been. It's one of them where you just kind of go, well, whatever.
Yeah.
And at one point you might come across it, but
first one's pretty good. It's got Channing Tatum in as like the lead role. The second one's got The Rock in, funnily enough, but that's just a bit pants. Snake Eyes is one of the best characters in it. He's basically a ninja whose master is killed. So he wears a mask that covers his face and takes a vow of silence until he gets revenge and kills the person who killed his master. So yeah, he's just a badass with a sword. He's played by the same guy who played Darth Maul in episode 1. Yeah, Ray Parks. So that should be pretty good. That's sometime in 2021. Also, Justice League, the Snyder Cut, is also coming in 2021. I'm not too sure when that's going to be ready though. 2022. Thor: Love and Thunder is scheduled for the 11th of February in 2022. So that's the next Thor movie. So that is coming out before the next Guardians movie by quite a long way. They've not even announced a date for the next Guardians film yet.
Right.
And obviously, last time we saw actual Thor, he was away with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So whether they're going to set this one after and then jump back in time to show them what the Guardians did and then, sync them up, that kind of thing, I'm not sure. We know that Jane Foster, Thor's girlfriend from like the first and second movie, is going to get Thor's hammer and get the power of Thor.
Yeah.
So she's essentially going to take over as Thor. But we also know that Chris Hemsworth is in it as well. So actual Thor's in it, and there's going to be a new female Thor. So that should be quite interesting. I'll stop saying Thor now. Next one is Doctor Strange 2, which is called The Multiverse of Madness, which sounds like it's going to be amazing. Did you enjoy the first one, Doctor Strange?
I loved the first one. It was a great film.
It's quite
really,
different from anything else they did with Marvel, wasn't
yeah,
it?
really, really different from anything else. Really well done.
Yeah,
Really well paced,
yeah.
actually.
And
You
he
know, like,
was such a perfect casting as well.
yeah, because these superhero kind of films can be quite fast paced, but this one is, I felt it was quite different, really easily paced, easily watched,
Yeah, yeah,
and
definitely.
you can understand because his powers are slightly different. It allowed you to kind of understand his character. So yeah, I really liked the first one, but I have seen not any video of the second one, but
So
I've read
yeah,
some bits and bobs, and it sounds amazing.
yeah, yeah. It sounds like it's just going to be ridiculous. So I think the only like really official thing they've released is like the title screen that they do. It's just
Yeah.
like Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. Apparently, this movie follows directly on from a TV series, a live action TV series that's going to be on Disney Plus. So I'm not sure when that's going to be. I imagine that's been knocked back till next year now. Um, but it's called WandaVision, and it's about Scarlet Witch and the Vision, and whatever goes on
Oh
there,
yeah.
the events that goes on in that TV series apparently triggers whatever goes on in Doctor Strange 2.
Oh cool.
So you watch the TV series and then you get the movie at the end of it, which is the result of whatever she does, because her powers are incredible. In the
Yeah.
comics and stuff, you've not seen like half the shit that she can do just yet. So yeah, the TV series is going to be amazing, and that's supposed to follow directly on. After this, May 6th, Black Panther 2, which I'm quite excited about.
Yeah. Oh. It, yeah. The first one, I thought it was really good.
Hmm.
I just didn't think it was as good as everyone was made out
What
to be.
everybody built out to be. Yeah, that was it. It did for me exactly the same. It suffered a bit from the hype. It was still a
Yeah.
great movie.
Oh yeah.
It's not my favorite Marvel film by like any stretch of the imagination, but like you say,
No.
still a great film. Again, perfect casting.
Good
Uh,
character. Yeah.
there is a rumor, because they've got the X-Men back now, that a character called Neymar is going to be in it. So he is basically like Marvel's Aquaman, but he was one of the first ever mutants, and he
Right.
basically rules like the sea. And in the comics, Black Panther is actually married to Storm from the X-Men. So there's a rumor that
Okay.
Storm's going to be coming into it as well. So
Cool.
that should be like quite interesting to shape it up. Captain Marvel 2 on July the 8th. That should be quite interesting to see where they go with that. I actually really like that movie. I thought she was brilliant in it.
I thought I thought it was a really good movie, and there's so much they can do with that actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
It,
definitely. There's so many
and
different
like you said,
ways.
that could be one of them types of movies that you kind of figure out more of kind of what the hell went on at the end of Endgame, that kind of thing, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That, but again, that's another one to really look forward to. Actually, I
Yeah.
really love that film.
I think that's probably going to be set more in space and away from Earth this time.
Right.
Because I don't think there's going to be much for her to do on Earth after everything that goes on. But yeah, we shall see. The next one after that is another Sony one, Into the Spider-Verse 2. Did you watch the first one of this, the cartoon?
So I'm going to put it out there. This is probably one of my top 3 Marvel films of all time.
Oh, so good.
It is perfection.
Yeah. We need a live-action Miles Morales, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That film is utter perfection.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Completely.
loved it.
Yeah. So yeah, they're doing a follow-up to that one in 2022. Apparently, the guys who made that movie have now got control of the entire animated Spider-Man universe for Sony. So any TV programs or anything along those lines, they're going to be doing them all from now, because that movie was that good. They've just got like, do it. Just here you go. See what you can do with all the rest of it. So yeah, so it'd be some interesting shit coming out of there. Then there is an untitled Marvel movie, so that could be anyone's guess. That's again October 2022. Shazam 2 comes out on November 4th. So obviously this is going to be after Black Adam. So I think we're going to see Shazam again in Black Adam, and then you're getting a Shazam 2, which is obviously going to follow on from there. So basically, it's like 3 movies with Shazam in. And then end of 2022, to finish us off, Aquaman 2. Do you enjoy the first Aquaman movie, or have you not seen it yet?
It was half decent.
I kind of enjoyed it. Like some of the special effects were just insane and kind of ridiculous, but I thought they did really well.
Yeah, like again, Aquaman was kind of similar to me that how I felt with Black Panther.
Yeah,
where there's quite a big build up around Aquaman. There's quite a long wait for Aquaman, and that's the problem with the hype. Sometimes you watch these films, and like you said, it's a good film. It's just that I kind of went, "Oh, that was all right."
Yeah.
I didn't get that buzz of, let's say, when you've watched, say, a Captain America film.
Yeah.
You didn't get that initial buzz. So, but I love the character.
Yeah, big time. I think he's really good at it because I mean, like, he's got a bit of a reputation for being a bit of a wuss Aquaman. So I think like casting Jason Momoa and letting him just do what he wanted with it basically that was a really good shout. I think it made it very differently. So yeah, that should be cool. Okay, so we'll whiz through the rest of it then, because like I said, there's a hell of a lot of other news as well that came out besides just all the announcements. So Archer, the animated TV series, it's on Netflix. Have you ever watched it?
No.
So it's brilliant. The whole, every single season is on Netflix at the minute. It's an animated series about a spy who works for like a private espionage agency, and it is just ridiculous. It is so funny. He is a massive asshole, and he's like, he's horrible. You definitely wouldn't trust him with a gun, let alone anything else.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about it, but
it's crazy good. It is so.
It's never one of them. It's crossed my mind to start watching.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like only 20 minutes an episode, so it's just like a normal cartoon thing. But they released a trailer for season 11. So like the past 3 seasons have been really weird because he ends up in a coma, and then they do 3 seasons where he's in a coma, just hallucinating some mad shit. So it's all the same characters, but in really weird, different scenarios. So then he woke up at the end of the last season, and then the next season's going to be back to normal. So that's quite good news. We shall see. I think you put it's really funny, right? Me and you both having control of the of the thingy of the Facebook account, because I think I put something on slagging off Snyder and the black suit of Superman, and then the next one down is you saying how awesome it looked.
Oh, really? Was it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was brilliant. It worked out really, really well. But I wasn't slagging off the suit or anything like that. I was slagging off Snyder because he was being a bellend.
Right.
So that clip that you shared, that actually came from San Diego Comic-Con, and obviously it was the Snyder Cut panel. So he released that as well as a bit of extra footage. But also he really slagged off Joss Whedon. Now, Joss Whedon's had a really hard time of it at the minute. The guy who played Cyborg in the Justice League movie has been going to town on him, basically, saying that he was awful on set, that he harassed and abused everybody. And since then, everybody has been piling on with little stories about him. Like, apparently he, because he's quite a big feminist, Joss Whedon, apparently he used his status as a feminist to bang a load of young actresses behind his wife's back. There's a story about him sacking one of the actresses who worked on his show long term because she got pregnant. And this Ray Fisher is basically just trying to ruin him. Then Snyder, at this same convention panel, said that he's not going to use a single cell of film that Joss Whedon shot. He would rather scrap the entire movie than use anything that Joss Whedon filmed.
Wow.
So yeah, so he just jumped in, kicking a man while he was down. I think that's what pissed me off. I think that's what I did the post on. There's just no need for it, man. It's just being an utter dick. Anyway, fuck Snyder. It's going to be shit. Rick and Morty. They did a teaser for the next season of Rick and Morty. Is that something that you're into at all?
No, again, it's not
Mm.
like people are bigging it up, and I tried to watch it, and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah,
I,
it's
I
brilliant.
watched like one episode and went, I don't get the. I know you shouldn't do that. I know you shouldn't judge something by one episode, but
Yeah.
sometimes you kind of know that you're not going to get into it. And I was like, no, this isn't for me.
Yeah, yeah. It is one of them where you've got to basically just strap yourself in and just look at the TV and watch what's going on. It's hard to say because that's how you watch all TV, but you know what I mean. You just kind of strap yourself in and go along with the ride. Just take everything as it comes, rather than trying to put any meaning to it or anything. But yeah, so they've advertised season 5, which is coming on soon. They did. Oh God, what's his name? We were talking about him before. Guy who played Neo.
What's his face?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
Did you see his Constantine movie that came out a few years ago?
No.
So, Keanu Reeves. That's who it is. So, about, God, it's ages ago now. It's at least like 10 years or so ago. Keanu Reeves did a Constantine movie, who is a DC character who's been in the TV series and stuff now, been recast and been in the TV series, who basically fights demons and angels. It's actually a really, really good film. I really enjoyed it. They were talking about doing a sequel, and it looks like that it might possibly be in the works. So that would be quite interesting. See if that comes up. There is a live-action Mega Man movie being made, which comes from the video game.
Mega Man?
So it came from like a shitty little video game in the 80s. He's like a weird robotic dude. I'm pretty sure he's like got guns for arms and all sorts of stuff. It's crazy, but we're doing a live action version of that, which is going to be quite interesting. Marvel have announced a new horror TV show called Hellstorm, and they've released a trailer for that. I've not actually watched the trailer for this, and I don't really know anything about it, but it looks pretty good.
No.
I'll find it and post it later on. So that there's a new TV series that's just had a advert out called Lovecraft Country. Now, like H.P. Lovecraft.
Saying that, didn't you?
Yeah. H.P. Lovecraft wrote books and stuff on really weird occult shit, like scary gods coming from nowhere and destroying the earth and stuff. His big one was a creature called like Cthulhu, who comes in and just fucks a lot of shit up. So that's going to be kind of messed up. And Fear the Walking Dead. Have you been watching Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead?
No. Right, so I'm well behind on Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And then I was watching Fear the Walking Dead half the season. And that was about it, really. I watched like half of it.
Yeah, I think I got through about 3 or 4 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead, and I just wasn't into it. Like you said before, sometimes you just watch something and you're just like, no, it's not for me.
Yeah.
So they've announced season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. And they've announced that the season 10 finale of The Walking Dead isn't the season finale anymore. So they're doing something else like after that to finish it off. But then they're also doing movies as well. I think they're doing like 3 or 4 movies, aren't they? Because that's just weird. So the Marvel New Mutants movie that we were talking about before, apparently there are plans for that to be a trilogy. So that's going to be quite interesting to see where they go for that, because that's going to like get into the X-Men a hell of a lot more and introduce. God knows who else it's going to introduce. It's mainly like the young ones that are going to be in this first one. So we shall see about that. New Star Wars comic, which is going to tie into the Rise of Skywalker, which will be shit because the Rise of Skywalker was shit. They've also announced new Star Wars comics in a period of time in the Star Wars universe called the High Republic, which is the period of time in the Republic where nothing happens. So they're all going to be shit. Nick Frost and Simon Pegg have released a trailer for a new movie called Truth Seekers. Have you seen anything about this?
No. My God, Jay, there's a lot of news.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, so I'm just trying to fly through it. Crazy. I'm just going to do like shitloads of posts when we post this video so people can actually get what we're talking about. So, so yeah, obviously, love Hot Fuzz and wow, God, Shaun of the Dead, absolutely amazing.
I don't. I didn't like it. I don't think it's a good like. Yeah, and that might surprise you. It just. I've just never been. I've watched it twice, and I've never been a fan of it.
Which one? Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
quite surprising because people love that film.
Ah, yeah, big time. How about Hot Fuzz? Have you seen Hot Fuzz?
I don't think I like them.
Ah, so it's just them two that you
And
hate.
honestly, I generally don't. I don't think I generally don't think I like them.
Yeah, how funny is that?
There's no doubt they're good at what they do. It just doesn't. They don't get me. They don't.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. I
Yeah.
have to stop doing this now. On that revelation, that's the end. Bye. Yeah, so you'll hate this then. So they've done a new film called Truth Seekers, which is basically about them investigating conspiracy theories and getting caught up in like a mad conspiracy theory web. I imagine it'll be pretty much exactly the same as those two movies that you didn't really like. So this one's definitely not for you.
Oh God, yeah.
Right, yeah, we're getting to the end now. Only a few more bits. His Dark Materials has got a season 2. So this was a TV series that the BBC did based on a trilogy of books, which is set in a really weird universe. God knows where they're going to go with it because the books go to some really weird places. I've read the books, but that's got season 2. Did you watch any of that at all when it was on? People were raving about it.
Never heard of it.
No, I didn't watch any of it either. I think they made a film of it called The Golden Compass a few years ago. Remember watching that. It was all right.
I've seen bits of The Golden Compass. I've not watched it all.
Yeah. Well, this is the TV series based on the film, which is based on the books.
Right. That's okay. Fine. That's confusing.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. So, in just over a month, I think. Did you post the trailer for the second series of The Boys today?
Yeah.
It's been
a new film trailer.
It's been renewed for season 3 already, before the second season's even aired.
What an incredible program that is.
Oh,
I just cannot wait. I am fully strapped in and ready to go when season 2's on.
When is it? Is it early September? I think it's 7th of September season 2 comes out. But yeah, like I say, they've already announced that they're doing a season 3, so that's good. Let's hope the second one's not shit. So, and last up, Jurassic World Domination. Have you heard much about this? The third one in the new series of Jurassic World films.
I read a little article, but I've not read too much of it.
So this one, if you've not seen the last one, I can't remember what it's called. It's a bit crap, the last one. But basically, the island with the dinosaurs on gets destroyed, spoilers, and they bring them back to America, and then they escape into the wild. So that's
also a good idea.
Yeah, that's it, exactly right. So then the next one, this Jurassic World Domination, is going to be about, I think it jumps on about 10 years, and dinosaurs have been like alive and wild and living with us for 10 years. And it's got all the casting from the new movies and the cast from the original movie as well. So like all Sam Neill and everybody like that's coming back. Yeah. I hope they bring the kids back, because for me, the kids were the best actors in both of those franchises so far.
Yeah, actually, I've read this and it's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
So really good idea.
No, I think so. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. They're all big parts as well. They said because they advertised Jeff Goldblum for the last movie that just came out, and he was in it for a grand total of about 60 seconds. So he had like a bit where he was in court at the beginning, and then a bit where he was in court at the end, and then it just went off. And they'd advertised him as if he was in the entire film.
Right.
He just wasn't. He just appeared. Like bang, bang, done. And apparently they're in it for the whole movie this time, so that's good. it's been announced that they'll be using more animatronic dinosaurs like they did in the original trilogy, rather than just pure CGI, which is what it's gone to now, which is always good because you always get like better reactions and stuff. So that's quite an interesting one.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
make filming for them a pain in the ass, but yeah, it should be quite interesting to see that. And that is about it for now. So you can all take a breath. Like I say, dude, so that's like a 4-day event where they basically just announce everything for the year. There are like another 2 which are like kind of as big, which is going to be like, so they do like I think it'll be D24 this year, which is the Disney one. So they'll be doing a hell of a lot of announcements of that. That's going to come later on in the year. And then we've got Fandom, which is later on this month, which is the DC one. There's going to be a load of other panels and a load of other news coming out of that. But this one is the big one where everybody goes and just announces everything for the entire year.
Yeah. So just going back on that whole entire news.
Yeah.
We talked about this in that we got a whole list of films year by year by year of all our like superhero films.
Yeah, yeah.
And how good was that to look forward to? Oh, look,
bang.
This year we've got this, that, and this. Yeah. It's actually good that they've done that, and that's really exciting, actually.
Yeah, agreed, mate, agreed. And a lot of them we don't really know much about, if anything.
Yeah.
So, like, over the past, 10 years, once you had the first set of movies come out, you knew what to expect from the characters of, like, Captain America and Iron Man and Thor and all of those kind of things. Now we're getting a whole lot of new stuff that we don't really know anything about and that we haven't seen before. Yeah. And it's kicking it all off again. So it's basically like Endgame was just like literally, as it said, it was the end game, and it's kind of being restarted after that. So all the characters are going to change, and there's going to be a bunch of new ones and different ones. So it's really exciting over the next 2 or 3 years to see what they're going to come out
definitely.
with.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Really interesting because it's definitely what it's needed.
I mean, a lot of these films should have been out already as well. I mean, like Wonder Woman, Black Widow, and New Mutants should have been out a hell of a long time ago. So we just need to kick the owner's ass and try and get everything back to normal. They can't go directly to streaming, can they? Because they're all in contracts with big studios that own all the cinema lines and all that kind of thing. So it's not like they can just go, right, here you go, have them. Which would be great for us, but it'd be shit for anybody who owns a cinema because they just go out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should see. Very exciting times. And with that, I think we're just about done for this episode. The next episode, again, is going to be a movie review. I can't remember what the movie was called.
It was Extraction.
Extraction, that was it. Chris Hemsworth, Netflix Extraction. So the next episode is going to be us talking about that. But for now, thanks for watching. Subscribe at all the normal places. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube and download the podcast wherever you get your podcasts from, iTunes, SoundCloud and stuff. But until then, thanks a lot and I'll see you soon. Cheers, Gaza.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Safety first.